Right along now, there's a new immigration policy in Alabama, and one that's caused a lot of controversy there. People are up in arms because they really believe that there are those who can be arrested or deported, the children of those illegal immigrants who are living here now, going to school, having jobs, may be deported. It's a new law that Alabama believes is good for the state, but our next guest believes that it's bad for the state's economy. Nowrasteh is a policy analyst with the Competitive Enterprise Institute. Alex, great to have you on board today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Let me ask you what your concerns are. I know there are a lot of concerns for different reasons about this particular new law that's in place, but from your perspective, why do you think it's bad for the economy?
Well, it's bad for the economy because there are numerous sections in the Alabama law that seek to punish businesses in a really bad economy. So, for instance, Section 15 of the law says that for firms that knowingly or intentionally hire undocumented immigrants, on the second and third offense, they lose all of their business licenses. So it's a business death penalty portion of this law that punishes businesses at a time when, quite frankly, we might have a double-dip recession. We are hurting for job growth in the United States, and especially in some states like Alabama. So attacking businesses in this way is a bad thing to do. Another portion of the law mandates something called E-Verify, which is an electronic government verification system for all workers in the state. It's supposed to weed out undocumented immigrants. It does do some of that, but it's highly ineffective, and what it really ends up doing is costing American workers and American businesses tens of thousands of dollars, if not even more in some situations, to weed out very, very few undocumented immigrants for a very illusory benefit, which quite frankly doesn't show up.
What's the state's response to this argument?
Well, the state's response to these arguments, it varies based on who you talk to, but generally it goes from saying like, we need to punish businesses because they are the ones who hire undocumented immigrants, to the fact that E-Verify does work. Of course, we've seen no evidence that E-Verify works. We just have to take the government's word for it. And as somebody like myself, who is a free market advocate and very much against government regulations like Alabama's law, I really don't take their word for this on this issue.
When you say we've seen no evidence of it, what are you specifically referring to? Are you looking for documentation that supports their argument?
Yeah, and there's really not much of it. So we see E-Verify has been put in place in some states like Arizona in the past, in 2007. And what has happened since then is that a lot of undocumented immigrants have left the state, but a lot have gone deeper into the black market, so that they're totally impossible to find and to check out. Now, I favor increasing immigration in the United States substantially to take care of this problem, but the problem is most of these laws, like Alabama's law, is going to make it so that more people get driven deeper into the black market. And black markets are something that I think are created by our immigration laws in the first place, and we shouldn't be digging ourselves deeper.
What do you mean by the black market itself? Well, how do you describe what you're talking about? What kind of a black market?
It's a black market in labor that's created by our immigration policy. So our immigration laws are very strict in the United States. Very few people can come into the United States legally. It's very difficult. It takes oftentimes decades to get permission to do so, and thousands of dollars of government fees. So as a result of that, a lot of foreign people who are otherwise totally peaceful, not criminals, are driven into the illegal black market of hiring themselves out for labor in construction, agriculture, or other industries because there is no legal way for them to work in the United States. So what these laws do, like Alabama's law and Arizona's law, is instead of making it easier for people to come into the United States and to be able to work legally, it makes it more easy for them to go into the black market and increases the rewards for it.
You know, the argument is that these people are here illegally. I mean, whether you like it or not, whether or not they've been in the system for a long time, whether or not they've been actually good citizens, etc., that they are not here through legal channels, and that is against the law. So Alabama seems to say that, you know, the federal government is not doing its job, so we're going to take matters into our own hands and try to fix a problem that has been one that has been a situation there for some time, and people are fed up over there. What do you say?
Yeah, and what we see is when these laws are enforced, we see lots of business being undone and hundreds of millions of dollars of crops rotting in the fields because there isn't enough labor at that low wage to pick it. And it's as Ronald Reagan said in 1977. He said, these immigration rules and regulations are making it so that food is rotting in the fields across our great nation, and any rule, law, or regulation that makes it so food rots in the United States should be changed and repealed. Alabama, Arizona, other states, their representatives, senators, and governors should be calling for reform of our immigration laws, just like Ronald Reagan wanted, to make it easier for people to come into the United States, not penalizing and punishing businesses for responding rationally in a market.
All right, Alex, thank you so much for joining us today. Obviously, this is a story you're going to be following. We're going to be following it as well to see how this develops and what unfolds, given the fact that there's a lot of controversy surrounding this new law and whether or not it's going to stay on the books. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.